Today, we're going to dive deep into a concept that pretty much shapes our entire work life, organizational health. We're going to be pulling some key ideas from reports like this one from Carnegie and really unpack why this thing that sounds kind of abstract actually has a huge real-world impact on everything from how productive we are to, our own sanity. Think about it like this. A company is a lot like a person. It can be healthy and full of energy, or it can get sick. So let me ask you, is your workplace running a fever? Right now, can you just feel the symptoms? That sense that something is just a little off? That's the question we're really digging into. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the classic signs of an unhealthy workplace. Then, we'll nail down what organizational health actually means. We're going to talk about why a healthy culture is always a winning strategy, how you can actually take your organization's pulse, and we'll wrap up with a quick health check for you to think about.
Okay, let's start with the diagnosis. Just like a doctor looks for symptoms, we can spot some really clear signs that tell us an organization isn't doing so well.
So, does any of this sound familiar? You've got high turnover, that constant revolving door where you can't keep good people. Then there are the siloed teams, where nobody talks to each other and it's just frustrating. Oh, and my personal favorite, the constant firefighting mode, where you're just jumping from one crisis to the next with zero time to actually think ahead. And of course, the big ones. Low morale, and this general confusion about what you're even supposed to be doing. Look, these aren't just minor headaches. They're symptoms of a much deeper problem. So, if that's what a sick organization looks like, what does healthy even mean? Let's try and define what we're actually aiming for here, the ideal state. Okay, here's the absolute key takeaway. Organizational health isn't just about free snacks or a positive vibe, it's about alignment. It's when the three big pillars, your culture, your strategy, and your day-to-day operations are all perfectly locked in and working together. That alignment is what creates an environment where people don't just show up to work, they actually thrive.
And this image here, it's the perfect way to picture that idea of alignment. Just imagine these interconnected parts are all the different departments and functions in your company. In a healthy organization, they all fit together without any friction. There are no gaps. Everything just flows. The whole system is working in harmony.
Now, this all sounds really nice, but you might be thinking, does this actually affect the bottom line? And the answer is absolutely. The business case for being a healthy organization is just incredibly strong. And I mean, just look at the difference. It is night and day. On one side, poor health leads to stagnation, burnout, inefficiency. It's a guaranteed recipe for falling behind. But on the other side, a healthy organization fuels innovation. It keeps its best people, it supercharges productivity, and ultimately, it becomes a leader in its market. The contrast couldn't be clearer. This isn't some nice to have, it's a massive competitive advantage.
Okay, so we get the concept, and we know why it's so important. But how do you go from just having a gut feeling that something's wrong to actually knowing what to do about it? Well, you have to measure it.
And that's where tools like this Carnegie report are so useful. Seriously, think of it like a thermometer or a stethoscope for your company. These reports give you a framework to measure the real drivers of health, things like trust, engagement, psychological safety, so you can get an actual objective reading and finally move beyond just guesswork. And it really all boils down to a simple but powerful truth. You can't fix what you don't measure. Taking the pulse of your organization is what lets you go from just randomly treating symptoms to actually prescribing the right cure for the specific things that need attention. All right, let's bring this all home now. I want you to take a quick moment and just apply all these ideas to your own world. No, really, take a second here. Think back to those symptoms we talked about, the silos, the firefighting, and then think about that ideal state of perfect alignment. On a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy is your workplace really? Just be honest with yourself. And I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What is the single most important health metric that you can actually influence? It could be team engagement, clear communication, project success rates, whatever it is. What's the one thing you could start improving today? Because a truly healthy organization isn't just built from the top down. It's built from the inside out, and that starts with you.